I'm Steve.
And I'm Les.
And this is another episode of Tabletop Tasting, Sip and Play. Les, what did we play?
Today, we played a game that's been very hard to find in North America, and that is Comic Hunters. Comic Hunters has been out for a couple of years. However, it has only been translated into English over the past year, so it's been hard to find. I got this copy at Gen Con, and what's awesome about this particular edition is the creator signed the inside of the box for us.
That's
so
awesome.
How cool is that? 2 tabletop tastings. I wish you assemble marvelous collections by Robert, which is super, super awesome.
Really cool.
In Comic Hunters, you're essentially working to amass the most popular collection of comic books that there are. And you can do that through going through multiple places. You can go to the store and just straight up buy new comics. You can go to the flea market where you try to find some from the last 20 years or so. You can go up to auction sites, and you can go to conventions, which is personally my favorite phase of the game. And it takes place over 3 different rounds. Each round you're going through some combination of going to these different locations to obtain your comics. And on each of the cards, there's a number of symbols that indicate what hero is up in that comic book. And is it a first edition? Is it a costume change? Is there something that makes that particular comic special? This is the first time I've played this game, Steve, and I really, really enjoyed it. I like the set collecting aspect of it. I like how there's that give and take of whenever you acquire comics. If you want to add them to your collection, you have to pay for it with other comics of equal or greater value to be able to afford them. And it gives you a lot of those choices of, or tough choices really, where do I want to keep this Spider-Man comic because I know it's going to put my collection size up, or do I really want that first appearance of this hero, which I know is going to help me in my highlights for it? Steve, what did you think of Comic Hunters?
Yeah, so I was like, how is this going to work?
Yeah.
Okay, I get the comic collecting and all that kind of thing, but I really love the mechanics, and I've never played anything like it. The being able to go through different rounds, and each round is a little bit different, and you really have to strategize. Like you said, the convention one is probably my favorite as well, but you really have to strategize because you can make a move, but you get only 2 collections out of that.
Yeah, it's kind of, you got this grid where you're sliding cards around. You can slide 1 card anywhere you want within the grid, and then take all of any one type of comic within that row.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
I liked all of the different rounds, and it was pretty cool. And I really liked how I was trying to collect all the Thors, and then it really caused me an issue because some of those Thors were worth like 3 points, which meant I had to get rid of others.
You got to pay a lot for those comics.
Yeah, to be able to add them to my collection, I had to get rid of others where I was thinking, okay, I'm going to have enough Black Panthers or I'm going to have enough Spider-Men to make a collection, and I ended up having to get rid of all my Spider-Men to add to my Thor collection. So it was really cool. I liked that aspect too, and I really didn't know how it was going to work. But I really, really enjoyed this game. I think it's fun. I don't think you have to be a comic collector to actually play this game. Because I was kind of thinking, well, maybe it's a little bit of a niche thing, but it's not. I think anyone will play this and anyone would like it. It's a really great game. And I like how it just keeps rotating how you collect them. So I really like this game. I would highly recommend it.
And I did collect Spider-Man comics as a kid, and it was exciting for me to see some of those actual comic book covers that I owned as a kid growing up in this game, which was super cool. Steve,
That's awesome.
What have you brought to pair with it for
Okay, so what we've been enjoying, and I really think it has worked out well with this game and the way it operates because it's unique. And so the bottle that we've been enjoying is from 2 Stacks, and it's an Irish whiskey. My first reaction to it is delicious.
How about we go and play the bottle crack and our first reactions right now, and then we'll come on back.
Yeah. There we go. And all the way from Ireland.
Ooh, that sounded good.
I like that.
I like that, yeah.
Tiny little opening there. Nice. Okay.
Ooh, I like the nose on that.
Oh.
Getting immediate rich caramels off of it.
Yeah, but you get that like smoke. It's like fresh out of the oven. Oh, that's nice.
Smells very nice. Like it's got a little bit of that nice kind of burn to the nostrils as well. Not too much, but just enough.
No, just like
That
is really nice.
There does seem to be a little bit of smoke in there.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any sort of peat in it?
Yeah,
or?
it's a peated sherry.
It's peated? Oh, peated sherry. Hence all the love in there.
It's peated sherry, yeah.
A little bit of ash on the aftertaste, but quite pleasant.
Yeah, so Mandorla cream, which is like an Sicilian almond like liqueur.
You just used a bunch of words I've never heard before.
I know. And actually, I had neither until I was doing some research on this. So, 2 stacks. We got into it as we were enjoying playing the game. Let me tell you a little bit about 2 stacks because part of the reason that I selected this distillery, or actually this company, is because of their approach. And they really have a unique approach to the spirits industry coming to us from Ireland, which really does have a very deep, rich history in whiskey making. Like it's up there. It has lost a little bit of its luster, but companies like 2 Stacks and some of the other ones in Ireland have really raised the bar for what whiskey making and whiskey can be.
Yeah,
so it's awesome.
I love this whiskey.
It is
I was
really
shocked
really
at the quality of this spirit when I first tried it.
Yeah, so their whole thing is to be creative, and creativity is, they're really second to none because they actually release a dram in a can.
What?
So they have 100 ml cans of whiskey that you can purchase, which is like, blew my mind. I've seen them and I've actually heard really good reviews on them. So it's like kind of like a little travel takeaway of whiskey.
It's funny,
you just take
I
with
saw
you. It's
those
awesome.
little 2-stack cans, but just assumed it was beer or something, and didn't look any further into it.
It's 100 mils of whiskey.
Crazy.
It's awesome, right? So, and I think you'd be able to take that on a plane too, because it's 100 mils.
Huh.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
Don't
Travel advisory.
Yeah.
We are not to be trusted for travel recommendations.
Yeah. So, but I really like that approach. They've taken something that has been being made for eons, and they put it in a can so that you can take it with you. So that's kind of who they are. And so they are independent bottlers. So they don't actually make any of the juice, which is cool. So they take what they get from the distillers that know what they're doing. They take kind of the best and the finest, and they blend it and make it into something cool, which is really what this is. So I had never heard of Mandorla cream sherry casks. So I had to look it up.
Is that a Star Wars reference?
I know, right?
The Mandalorian.
Might have worked well with our Mandalorian episode. But so Mandalora is our
You'll never be able to say it again.
No. Mandorla cream is actually a Sicilian almond cream, like a liqueur. And so they've married that with a sherry, which you never go wrong with sherry in my mind. And then they took their Irish single malt, married those 2 things together, and that's what we get. It is absolutely delicious. You get that peaty smokiness, and you get that in the nose like a warm caramel almond pie.
Yep.
That's what it is. It's so delicious. I really love this.
Say enough nice things about this whiskey.
Yeah.
It has everything in a whiskey that I genuinely love. This is delicious.
It is really, really good. So if you can get your hands on some 2 Stack, do not turn away. Make sure you pick it up because they've got a lot of different finishes and they're all like cask strength or single barrels. Like it's all that kind of thing because they're that blender and independent bottlers. So that's what those guys are going to do. And they're just going to release something that is really fantastic. It is so good.
And they have come out with something special here, which makes it the perfect pairing for comic hunters because this still isn't widely available, but it is a solid collecting game. And it's got beautiful artwork as well. The thing is gorgeous. The production quality is a little lower on the board game. Like the cards aren't that thick. I mean, they're functional. We had a little bit of a bad print, which you'll see in the unboxing video that comes out for this, but you know, it's not, there's a little bit of a little offset there. The pieces themselves are pretty thin. We're talking cereal box, maybe double that of a cereal box as far as thickness goes. but it's functional.
Yeah.
It wasn't expensive, and it's fun. I am looking forward to introducing this game to some in my friend group and letting them try it out, because when you're done, I'm immediately left like, I want to play this again. And I want to try with different player accounts as well and just experience this game to its full.
Yeah, exactly.
So Steve,
Yes, Les?
I think we've learned a valuable lesson today.
I think we definitely have.
And that is, if you're going to play the 1 to 4 player game, Comic Hunters, you want to pair it with
2 Stacks Irish whiskey, especially the Smoke and Mirrors edition. This is simply fantastic. What a great game. What a great bottle.
Absolutely. My name is Les.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Tabletop Tastings.
That it is.
Have a great day.
Yeah. Some of the reviews I had read were like not good. You want more than that?
You bred reviews, did you?
What?
You said some of the reviews I bred.
Oh, yeah, I read them.
Like, what do you do with those poor reviews? That's great.